Hi, I'm Amy Henderson. I'm a cultural historian here at the Portrait Gallery, and I want to talk today about Katharine Hepburn. In 2007, we did a wonderful One Life exhibition to celebrate Hepburn's centennial, and this portrait by Everett Raymond Kinstler was the centerpiece image in the show. This was Hepburn's favorite portrait. Now, years ago, I was lucky enough to get to know her through Garson Kanin, and she allowed me to come to her New York row house to look at all the portraits that she had. And she had portraits all over the place because from her entire career, she had known artists. So beginning on the top floor in her bedroom, there was a Cecil Beaton watercolor, and then there were sculptures. But her favorite was the Kinstler portrait. And when we did the exhibition, this was the centerpiece. We also were able to borrow her Oscars for the exhibition. Now, in her house, I never saw these Oscars. She didn't have them displayed prominently on the mantelpiece or anything else. But the estate was able to locate them, and they graciously loaned them for the exhibition. Hepburn earned twice as many Best Actress Oscars than anybody else, starting in 1933 for her film Morning Glory and going through until 1981 on Golden Pond. So it's almost a span of 50 years that she had won these Oscars for Best Actress. Now, unbeknownst to me, but last summer, the summer of 2009, the estate contacted us and said that they would like to donate her Oscars to us, to our permanent collection. And here they are. We are delighted to have them, along with her favorite portrait. The Motion Picture Academy was formed in 1927 by the moguls who ran the studios, led by Louis B. Mayer at MGM. And one of the things they did to signify their importance was to create this award which would be given out every year, first of all, to only 5 categories: actors, directors, producers, writers, and cinematographers. Now, they were first made in bronze on these small pedestals, but in the 1940s, they started to be made from an alloy called Britannium and gilded in a number of things, but finally with 24 karat gold. The pedestal was raised in the 40s, as it remains today. But the early one, where the gilding is worn off and all you see is the bronze, is really kind of my favorite. It's arguably the first statuette to be called Oscar in print. Now, we think this because in 1934, at the awards ceremony, which Hepburn did not attend, of course, she never attended her own ceremonies, but the young writer named Sidney Skulski, who wrote about the ceremony, when he typed it up, he called it, the statuette, an Oscar. It was a kind of a vaudeville term back then where somebody on stage would use it as generically, say, "Hey, Oscar, you got a cigar?" And somehow this popped into the young writer's head. So he said, last night, Katharine Hepburn won the Best Actress Oscar for her portrayal in Morning Glory. And he kind of has that wonderful aura, as if he's special anyway. The other Oscars she won, the second one was for Guess Who's Coming to Dinner in 1967, where she co-starred with Spencer Tracy. The third was for The Lion in Winter, which co-starred Peter O'Toole in 1968. And the final one on Golden Pond in 1981, she co-starred with Henry Fonda. And altogether, these Oscars, as I say, no one has won more than 2 Best Actress awards, and Hepburn won 4, spanning a 50-year career. She did not keep them in a place of prominence. In fact, I think they had to rediscover where she had hidden them, in closets and drawers, wherever. But it was incredibly gracious of the Hepburn estate to think of the National Portrait Gallery last year and to donate these Oscars to the Portrait Gallery so we could show them with her favorite portrait.